Woo! Shoot, family. Wow. All I can say is just wow. You know what I'm saying? Before, before with this targeting, when I came to this city, it was so much benefits when I was single by myself. It was so much. It was so many opportunities, so many open doors. You know what I'm saying? But now they just closing those doors. You know, it's opportunity out there. It's like people beating you to the job. You know, they just like 9 hours ago, they just posted that they needed somebody, and just that fast, the staff is filled. You know what I'm saying? I almost got a guaranteed job that I almost had, but thing about it now, they trying another tactic. Now they on, background check now. They strict on background checks now. I understand certain jobs, especially government jobs and things like that, you already know. You know what I mean? Or working at a military base, you already know. Just certain areas, you already know. So yeah, they, automatically seeing the theft and the violent charge, they gonna blackball me from a lot of jobs. This using this like an excuse, like, oh, since you don't want to cooperate, these jobs, you should, because of your background, you should put up with everything that we offer you. You should be thankful. This is the type of the energy you get. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for those who have a clean criminal background, you doing the right thing. Be thankful to God. Be thankful to God. You doing the right thing. Those with a clean criminal background, man, there should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to get a job. I almost got a job just like that. He made it seem like, yeah, you hired on. But one last thing before you go, he was gonna have me signing papers for 30 minutes, have me thinking that I got the job and everything. The last day he said though, and it was thankful that my wife called saying she need help with the groceries, because he would have had me there longer, gassing my head up and everything. And he was like, well, the last thing we got to do to get you on board is background check. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of other jobs that I've been able to, obtain and stuff like that. But now they getting strict. This is how it goes. They forcing your boy, like, I'm gonna keep doing the best that I can. Leave it to God, and keep doing what I can do. You know what I mean? People try to force you. I see people in their cars. Seen this one girl in the car in the passenger seat. She gave me like a filthy look, and it was just like a devilish smile. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know this person. Don't know this girl at all. This is how they do when they activate. You know what I mean? She just gave me this devilish smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep, we putting them in this place. You know what I'm saying? This, you people can say, oh, you just suffering from hallucination. Might be too hot out there. No, this is how the program get. This is how disgusting they get. You know what I'm saying? Many jobs, you got a lot of people here that got a lot of support systems. They got a lot of people to help them. So they be in and out of jobs. They be going to school, all type of stuff. So it'll always be jobs available. Now, you know what I'm saying? Oh, staff full. But it's like you don't give up. You keep persevering. You keep being focused. While I'm going through this trial and tribulation, these folks out here having a block party right in front of my door. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, okay, hold on. Oh, they done went in. They dipped. They done went in. When I first came in here, when I first pulled up, they was all out partying. All of them. Just all out. Like, yeah, hang out with us. Now they dipping. Man, the games. The games. The games. You know, like I ain't got time to play. I ain't got time to party. I got to stay focused. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no time to play. Ain't no time to party. I'm not one of them types. You know, that's what they expect out of black people. When you put enough pressure on a black person, oh, he just need a good blunt. He just need to have a good time, maybe a drink. You know, maybe just chill out with the fellas to get your mind off of it. But that still ain't gonna pay the bills. That ain't gonna pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna pay the bills. They trying to shift your mindset out of desperacy. See, they put you in these financial crisis situations, you know, or we make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We make mistakes, you know, not at that job no more. You know what I mean? But the strategic games that they play to get you out the job. So now they got me in this financial crisis thing where they just limiting the jobs. You know what I'm saying? And they wondering why you got a bunch of restaurant jobs. Gee, I wonder. It's like he was asking the question. It's like he already knew. You know what I'm saying? He even asked me like, "You from Georgia?" Like nothing on that on my application said anything about Georgia. I've been all in Louisiana, all different jobs. It's been a while since I've been in Georgia, so it's like, how did he come up with that? They be telling on themselves, man. And I was like, yeah, I'm from Georgia. And he tried to make an excuse like, yeah, I see it here on how? How? Where? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't say all that. Then the next day he said was like, why you got a bunch of restaurant jobs? What's up with that? And I just said like, well, the restaurant jobs, the quickest hours are, oh, good answer. You know what I'm saying? He already was mounting up. You know, people with background, they're going for the restaurant jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just playing off my top, playing off my psychology, had me thinking that I had the job and everything. I'm like, wow, you know, even had the praying hands and everything. Put the hands together, had the praying hands. Like, yeah, you know, I'm on the right side. I'm gonna give you a chance, brother. Like, nah. So this how it is. It ain't gonna give me. I can't give up. I gotta keep going. You know what I mean? It just sucks, man. You know, it just sucks. It's not like you trying to be mean to people, anything like that. You focus. You doing the right thing. Now I'm being sensitized with police cars. Every time I hit a corner, it's a police car. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, they this thirsty. That's why they want a rage reaction. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they just gonna hit me with the, you know what I mean, black, the black criminal. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks to be not just have a criminal background, but to be a black man with a criminal background makes it even worse. And then you're not one of those weak-minded black men. You know what I'm saying? That will sit there and bend over for them. You're not one of them weak black men that bend over for them. Or you're not one of them black men that's going out here sell drugs and do a little dirt because you know you're in a surveillance investigation bubble with demons. You're in a surveillance investigation bubble with demons. So you have to be out of your mind. You have to literally be out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? To sell drugs and do dirt. You got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. And that's not the mindset that I'm gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I enjoy my freedom. Like I said, the worse it gets or the more vile they get, you know what I mean? The more motivation I get to keep looking, to keep looking. Now I know they're gonna hit me with the same thing. Background check. Okay, cool. On to the next. Somebody gonna give you opportunity, man. If it's 9 demons, there's one angel. Every 9 demons, there's one angel. Just the law averages. You know what I mean? People want to, go by the book. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. See if we could dry his pockets out, because we see he's straight with a little bit of money. He don't need to be doing too much. We got to dry that out. Whatever he likes, just anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything we can hit him with. Like this how petty they be. Like if some of yours break down, they gonna have that same type of vehicle or that same type of if your bike broke, if your mountain bike broke, they gonna have a mountain bike. They're gonna sensitize you to mountain bikes. If your BMX bike breaks, they're gonna sensitize you with BMX bikes. If you have an electric scooter and that breaks, you just gonna see people riding comfortably in their electric scooter. You get what I'm saying? You have a moped, that moped break. You're gonna see people riding around with mopeds. And this is not even a city where they sell mopeds. You got to go out your way to get a moped. You see the games? Or they might have an electric bike that's faster than your moped, just to clown. And it's all putting you in the mindset that you're not good enough, you're not enough, or we got all the resources. But you don't care about the resources. You just want to make it and survive out here. You know what I'm saying? That's why people be trying to push you out of survival mode. But if you want to live comfortably out this thing, have a roof over your head, not being in the mercy of another support system where, that's where that narcissist can really activate. They understand that narcissism really activates when you're in desperancy and you're in need. That's when narcissism really activates. They can only do so much when you your own support system. You see what I'm saying? They can only do so much when you are your own support system. But when you out of desperancy and you in need, you know what I mean, from a friend, associate, colleague, family member, you know what I'm saying, temporary lover. When they see that you need them in desperancy, the narcissist traits activate. You get what I'm saying? These people want to put you in a situation where you're in desperancy and you're in need. Or they want to put you in a situation where you break and you become homeless. You know what I mean? Not equipped to be a husband. Not equipped to be a family man. You know what I'm saying? They want to hunt you with your past. Continually project and hunt you with your past. They don't want you to look forward to the future. You know what I'm saying? And they want to come up with crafty tactics and crafty ways to convince the other portion of people who might have a little ounce of belief in you that you are, like, they want to demonize you, like you a menace to society. But this is artificial. This is not genuineness. It's all orchestrated and artificial to keep me, stagnant, keep me in these bubbles. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. Keep me in a stagnant mindset. Keep me in these bubbles. My whole thing is I'm going to do what I need to do to stay focused. Best believe I'm going to do what I need to do to stay focused. It's just irritating, and you just got to push through it. You got to understand it's a God out there. You got to push through it and do what you got to do. It just makes me more focused. I see everything clear. They know that I see everything clear. So what can they do? Oh, they're going to capitalize off, stricken the jobs, making the jobs even more strict. What we naturally know is jobs are, of course, it's jobs that automatically it's protocol for them to do background check, but they're going to strict every job. You know what I'm saying? To leave away, choice, just to prove, you know what I'm saying? To get you to mentally break. But if you got a strong mind, an iron will, you know what I'm saying? You just got to find what you can find until they leave you with no choice. You did the best that you could do. That shouldn't mentally break you. Things, it is what it is from that point. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to stop searching, stop finding until there's absolutely no wiggle room. When there's no wiggle room, then it's like, okay, you gotta go to plan B. then plan C, then plan D, then plan E, and so forth and so forth. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you can't give up. Not in this early of the time, but you know what I'm saying, it's gonna get to that time. But you just have to have faith, little you of little faith. You just gotta have faith, keep looking, keep searching. You know, it's a storm. Sometimes the storm weathers down, and some people see your consistency. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes people just play off your top and they just want to see your consistency. Regardless of all this going against you, do you still have the mindset to look? Or are you just gonna give up? You know what I'm saying? So it's consistency. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking till there ain't no more opportunities. Then you got to go to plan B. It sucks that it gets like this. It really do. Then when you get home, you know, the people here, they just chilling. You don't never see these people with work. Well, some of them, they work. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, I like, what do y'all do? What do y'all do? You know, they chilling. They want to put you in that mindset. That means they got some type of support system. I don't have no support system. So when they see a man focused like that man ain't got no support, his own support system. And people want you to forget that. They want to put you in a mindset like you got a support system, like you could just chill. I can't chill. I can't relax like that. I got to be on grind mode. I got to be on survival mode. Survival of the fittest. I got to stay focused. And they set up these artificial competition. Every job I go, someone in there. And then when I go in there, they come right behind, filling up applications. Like, dang, almost every job I went to now. And then the jobs that they didn't do that, the people I already knew was fully staffed because they didn't go in there when the manager's like, oh, we fully staffed. But for the jobs, it's like, oh, you know, we just, you know, we gonna see who we gonna interview. We gonna see who the candidates. They just pumping them on in. I'm like, oh man, so this is the game they playing. So you just gotta be consistent. Cause they not gonna make it easy. Even before, I give them that. When you come and you fresh in here, they give you opportunity. They let it be easy. But then they get them people out of the jobs. So the profile of me must have been fully downloaded or something. And now majority of the jobs kind of compromised right now, full of perps and agents. But before, you know what I'm saying? People was nice. It didn't take long at all for me to get a job. And I was homeless. You know what I mean? Came here with nothing but a tent and upgraded from there. Me and my wife, we started from the ground. We built it. That's why I rock with her. She humbled herself down and we started from the ground, from the tent. And it didn't take us long to get a job. But now that you situated, you know what I'm saying, and you bouncing around from job to job, because you're trying to find something that works for you. You get what I'm saying? It's not like you got a problem with working, you know. It's just these situations they keep putting you in. You know what I'm saying? And the dude that interviewed me, he was like, oh, you know, what's going on? You still at your job? You ain't? You know, he trying to get all in the information. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? What happened? You know? And just played along like, yeah, we're going to get you the job. We're going to get you the job. Oh, but one more thing. We're going to need that background from you, player. Like, oh, gas me up. Had me feeling good. I was excited. But then it was like, oh, okay. So you can't get mad at them. You just got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, it's a really good blessing thing for those who ain't got no criminal background. But if you got a criminal background, black man, and you a targeted individual, woo! If you got a criminal background, a black man, and you a targeted individual, and you ain't broke yet, you still got to earn will, you still was somehow able to have you a wife that's still willing to rock with you to the end? You want to be at peace when you at that point. You ain't got no time to play. You can't do what these other peoples can do. You can't do what these other peoples can do. And you ain't gonna bend over and compromise because you know that your rights is limited. Your rights ain't fully taken, but it's limited. And that's what the narcissist traits take advantage of when you're in a situation of need or desperation. That's why a lot of people fold, because they want to keep up with the world. But when you in that crippling situation, handicapped situation of being a black man, a targeted individual, and you have a criminal background, you in a very handicapped, crippled situation. But there's a big God that could help you out through all situations. You know what I'm saying? You got people out there got real good jobs, and they got a whole murder sentence. They got a whole, you know what I'm saying, real violent charges. You know what I mean? These folks probably done robbed banks before. You know what I'm saying? And they got good jobs, security officers and all type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the connections from that point. So it's almost like maybe, you know what I mean? I ain't saying them folks done bent over, but it's something they had to do. But when you just rogue like this and it's just you know what I'm saying? They gonna thin out the opportunities. You know, the government gets crafty. They come up with laws. You know, that's why a lot of these situations be happening out here on the news, mass shootings, all this racist stuff going on. You know what I mean? I was looking at a New Breed video. He be peeping out what's going on in the world on the news and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't got no enmity towards that brother. He be schooling me on some things. Even though it's certain things I disagree with, you know, he still be schooling me on some things. And, you know, people out there, the Cincinnati incident, where the Russians or whatever, white Russian made that incident and yelled at them black folks at a jazz festival. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be no violent black folks at no jazz. You know, them be the old schools, the traditional people, the cool, laid back, conscious, positive vibe type people. And you go there and they get the beating on y'all, and then now they making a whole incident. Then you got another person in Ohio, I guess, in Dayton, Ohio. He ready to kill 30,000 blacks. So now they putting that in the media. They putting that, you know what I mean? They building on the racism thing. Usually when it be events like that, that means they're trying to change something in the law. You know what I mean? You got to pay attention to these events, the things with the weather. Well, all these events going on, usually they trying to change something within the law. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. They come up with sophisticated ways, like, oh, okay, change, pass a bill, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I even heard, man, it's some segregated areas still here in America. You know what I'm saying? I heard they still got in certain places in Texas, I don't know, certain places in Missouri, I don't know, certain places, they got places where it's a white town only. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not welcome because of your color. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, we still in the 1950s, huh? You know what I'm saying? And it's not a thing against flesh and blood, because there's a bunch of Caucasian criminals that don't be having the opportunity, I guess, like that. But you know what I'm saying? Usually a lot of them be having support systems. And those who don't, I mean, I don't think they wouldn't mind compromising and bending over. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a racial thing. You know? And a lot of them brothers be even more knowledgeable than the blacks. They be more real than the Caucasians. They be more gangster than some of the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know it was like it was some incident with the biker boys, and they was shooting down some folks, and forgot what that incident was, but they didn't snitch on each other at all. They did their time and they got out. None of them out. It was like 100 and something of them biker boys, and none of them Caucasians snitched on each other. That's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Now you get 5 black boys to do an incident. Somebody saying something. Somebody saying something. So, you know, it's not a racial thing. It's not about who's the toughest. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's the invisible qualities of your character. You know, what's in your heart, your consistency. Because now these people, they want me to sit here and play friendly after all this tactics that they do on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, they do all these tactics and they wondering why you limping. You know, they looking at you like, why are you limping? You know what I'm saying? Because you did this to me. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and throw glass on the ground and say it's safe for you to walk barefoot. Throw shards of glass on the ground and be like, it's safe for you now to walk barefoot. Trust me. You walk out there, Then they laugh, and then they come up like, are you okay? Gaslight you. What happened? Who did that? Oh, there's some horrible people out here, man. Yeah, I got you. The same people that start the problem be the one to be the solution. I got you. You want me to drive you to the hospital? The same people that bring the problem want to bring the solution. You want me to bring you to the hospital? So when you dealing with a sophisticated darkness like this, where people don't want to see you shine, even though you be to yourself, even though you just be focused, you ain't got time to play. You on survival mode because you see, just like an incident like this, they'll make it harder for you and harder for you and harder for you. You know what I'm saying? They want to conjure up a vagabond out of you. They want to manifest the vagabond spirit. You know, like the wanderers, people that just the vagabond, the travelers, the wanderers, the panhandlers. You know what I mean? Those people that be trying to think they got a dream to go to Las Vegas and ain't really making a little to nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, just traveling. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. You know, there's just that traveling, you know, spirit of you can't be satisfied. You can't be stable. You can't, you know what I mean? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Can't be double-minded. This program, they try to put that split in your head. You know what I'm saying? Forcing this artificial double-minded, like force you with no choice but you can't sit still. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, see, he can't be no family man. You know, and they forcing to manifest this vagabond demon out of you to get you to travel, to get you to be homeless, destitute, to prove their point, to put you in desperation, to put you in need. So now that they narcissist traits can really activate, because now when you in need of somebody who has narcissistic traits, woo, you don't never want to be in a situation where your resource is a person that has narcissistic traits. Woo! You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to make sure that I'm not in no situation like that. You know what I'm saying? These people don't see that. Like that's just something you despise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you find a empath, you know what I mean? That's cool. But, you know, shout out to, what's that boy, SRBG? He kind of divided, even with the empaths. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know you got a dark empath and you got, you know, regular empath, people that can feel, you know what I'm saying? People that can relate, people that, they got a heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not about them. They can feel other people's pain too. You know what I'm saying? They have a mindset of wanting to help people. They got the dark empaths that they can feel. You know what I mean? But they more operating off of revenge. You get what I'm saying? How they been treated, how they been stepped on, and there's still some darkness that they have in them. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to. So it's like it's that's why it's like it's best to be your own support system, because you can fall in that bubble of person not necessarily a narcissist, but they a dark empath. You know what I'm saying? And that's bad too. A narcissist and a dark empath. So it's just best to be independent. But it sucks because if anything happens, you know, on your end, you got to be on survival mode every time. You can't sit back. Even though I'm not working today, I'm not in the mindset of just sitting back. I'm not in that mindset of just, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit and play the game. No. It's time to focus. You know what I'm saying? Still get your peace of mind and things like that. But it's time to focus. I see how they cracking down. They cracking down. You get what I'm saying? So I know how they gonna come. But I know it's an opportunity, it's a door that's gonna open. I remember at the Red Caps temp agency, staffing, all type of folks would work there. Folks at this here in this city. Now all of a sudden, they done switched up on that. Now it's like, oh, your driving record and your background must be clean. Like, dang, y'all forcing people to have a vagabond. Like before, it used to be sweet when I first got here. Man, people had tents all everywhere around the shelter. They was cooking up good food every day, but you know, eventually they stopped doing that. Me and my wife would eat there every day at the beginning phases when we was here. They start skimping the food. You know what I'm saying? Food start getting skimped. It wasn't as packed as it was before. You know what I mean? Okay. They start moving people with tents out. Man, when I first got here, they had a whole tent city right by the Walmart. But as soon as I got here and we were settled for a couple of days, now they enforcing it. All of a sudden, they got to move their tents. You see? It activates when you around. Now all of a sudden they got to move the tents. You see, things get stricter when you're around. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't have no criminal background, it wouldn't be like that. They have all type of folks in there. But since you have it, that helps them. That works in their favor. You see? It's like, that's why probably some people may look at me like they look at me like, damn, you making our life harder. Just by you being here, you making our life harder. It was so sweet here. But you had to have your wife. You refused to bend over. You refused to compromise. You're not being enraged. You had to come back here. That's how some folks be looking at you, making it harder for us. But who knows, with this gang stalking program, them folks still be they situated. They still be having a roof over their head. Because if it's not that many tents, where these folks going? I see it be some of them folks that I seen at the shelter here at this motel. And they don't be having work clothes. They don't be on survival. They be chilling. So they got some type of support system. But when you like me and you ain't got no support system, you ain't got time to play. And it sucks that I go to places and they make it stricter. Well, let me go to a place where it's already like, you know, them cities and stuff where it's already strict. Then they're going to try to send you some slick people. But I've seen it all. I don't want to be around no criminal minds.